New Hampshire Motor Speedway, welcome to this, the 103rd running of the Loudon Classic. Weather conditions today have been changeable, with one race being run in the dry, one race starting in the dry, finishing in the wet. The rain has just now started coming down a little while ago, this race being declared wet. As our riders prepare to take to the track, let's take a look at our starting grid. In the pole position, we have the number 70 of Ty Scott. Next to him, we have the 72 of Ben Glotty, the 218 of Jacob Crossman, and the 66 of Brendan Posh. In the second row, we have the 641 of Joseph Lemandry Jr., the 64 of Shane Narbone, the 79 of Teague Hobbs, and the 5 of Eric Wood. In the third row, we have the 26 of Dominic Doyle, the 96 of Gus Rodeo, the 311 of Robertino Pietri, and the 91 of Joshua Raymond Jr. In the fourth row, we have the 5X of Ryder Davis, the 21 of Jared Malika, the 1 of Adam Geyer, and the 58 of Logan Cunnison. In the fifth row, we have the 4 of Harlan Hildebrand, the 292 of Eli Block, the 104 of Maverick Sear, and the 340 of Ian Beam. In the sixth row, we have the 33 of Sam Martin, the 39 of Justin Landry, the 802 of Asher Rubright, and the 45 of Robbie Nigel. And in the seventh row, we have the 176 of Nikolai Greco, the 367 of Dylan Singh, and the 143 of Charles Keithley. Riders now heading out on their warm-up lap. Their first chance to see this track in the wet conditions.
This is going to be a tricky race, Dan. With the sun peeking through the clouds here and there, this wet track could dry up very soon. And I'm only going to assume that the riders are definitely on reins right now. What's going to happen if this track dries? They are allowed a tire change during the race. Do you think anybody might possibly come down and actually try to make a tire change during the race?
It's a tough call. It's definitely going to be at least 10 laps before a dry line appears. It's just a matter of if that dry line is going to be enough to make them want to switch over. They're going to end up losing about a minute at a time coming down pit lane to do a tire change, and I think only the top teams are going to be able to even pull that off.
Definitely. I think only the top teams have that capability and manpower to make a tire change. But as the track does dry out, if they're still on wets, that could be a big hindrance to the rider. You just can't push hard when you're on those wet tires in dry conditions.
And I think that we could see towards the end of the race definitely some swapping of positions, as maybe some riders take a little bit more out of the tire at the beginning, don't have enough for the left for the end.
Definitely, no doubt. That guys might decide to hold back in the beginning of the race and kind of push a little bit towards the end. Looks like we're going to do a warm-up and a sighting lap, so the bikes are going to do 2 laps before they actually grid on the front straight and start the race as the sun starts peeking through the clouds.
Yeah, this is really their only chance to take a look at turn 1, really get a feel for the traction that's available there before they have to barrel in there.
Definitely turn 1 is going to be a problematic turn because there is that notorious turn 1 river. Even when the track does dry up, you've got a little bit of a stream, a line of water that runs across turn 1.
Certainly, from the moment they hit the brakes, they're traveling over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of pavement before they even hit the apex, not to mention the different paint stripes that are there and different cambers.
Those tire snakes where the track has been fixing the cracks, when they get in the sun and they get warm, man, they get slick. You hit those tar snakes and your bike is going to wobble all over the place.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And every single one of those patches, different kinds of pavement, has a different amount of grip available. And this is really their first opportunity to find out what they have available to them.
Yeah, a lot of the riders here, this is their first time at Loudon. Most of the racers are club guys. They're familiar with what those different patches of pavement are like, and they know where to place those tires, and every specific turn The new guys, they're still learning the track. It's a very tight, technical track. Loudon is notoriously bumpy, and it's got ridges and bumps and ripples in certain turns. And new guys, they just don't know where the fast line is.
Certainly, the first 2 rounds here too. It's been cold, it's been rainy. There's definitely some wet weather experts here in the club. We're going to be looking to see where they are after the first lap or 2.
So they're pulling up. Riders are now pulling up into their grid positions here, and the grid marshals are making sure everybody's in their correct spots, and we're getting ready to start this race. This is the 103rd running of the Loudon Classic. Looks like the last bikes are pulling up into their grid positions. A little bit of confusion. Who needs to go where? Grid marshals are coming down and pointing to where bikes need to go.
Look at some of the bikes tiptoeing around. It looks like there might be 2 or 3 riders that have decided to go on dries here.
Yeah, very possible. They're coming up in the end here on the warm-up and sighting laps, so it's very possible that they're on slicks. And, you know, that might be the right choice. If that sun does peek out and a dry line starts to appear, slicks might be the advantage.
Or especially if there's any interruption in this race in the first few laps. If they get regridded back where they started, this could be advantageous to anyone with slicks on.
Thumbs up as to the starter as the 3 board is up. We are ready to start this race. We've got the 1 board up. 1 board is sideways. Lights are lit. Revs are up. Lights out. Bikes down the front straight into turn 1.
It was a good Scott from Ty Scott, but he kind of got tripped up on that paint stripe across the start-finish line.
That is slick when you're going full throttle there trying to make into turn 1. You've got a bunch of bikes about 3-4 wide into turn 1, and you're on reins, and the track is slippery and very slick. It takes a lot of nerves to get into that turn 1 with a 3 wide bikes going through there. Into turn 3 now. Looks like some big puddles still in 3 as the bikes are going through. Their water splashing up everywhere. Up over the hill. They're going side by side over 5 into 6. 2 wide through turn 6. In the rain. Mist everywhere coming off the tires.
It's definitely harder to ride behind a pack of riders here, so we see people jockeying for position, trying to get in front of the group.
Coming down turn 10, hitting that bump in 10. Big puddle there in 10. Everybody splashing through 11 into turn 12. Let's see who crosses the start-finish first to take the lead of the very first lap of the 103rd Loudon Classic. Out of 12, hard on the gas, sliding the bikes right up to the wall.
That looks like
our very own Eric Wood.
Followed by, it looks like Eli Block in second. So we have our local riders showing up here in the rain.
We've got Eric Wood, Eli Block, Teague Hobbs, Dominic Doyle, and Sam Martin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Definitely advantage for our local riders here in the first few laps. As the out-of-towners really try to get to grips of what it's like to race in the rain at Loudon.
Block's trying to challenge Wood on the outside there of 3. Couldn't make it stick. Eric Wood, number 5, maintains his lead up over the hill, over 4, into 5, and into the bowl.
The 292 of Block certainly showing that he's there. He's ready to go by. And it looks like he's going to make it happen going into 6.
Yeah, on the inside of 6, absolutely.
As Eli Block, number 292, is going to take the lead from the number 5 of Eric Wood.
And they're down the hill into 10. Eric Wood still on the tail of Eli Block, coming through 10 into 11, but looks like Block increasing the distance between first and second place, pulling away from Eric Wood as they go through turn 11 into the chicane.
Block's got the confidence here. He's able to get on the power. He feels confident under brakes.
You've got Eli Block in first place, Eric Wood not too far behind in second place. You've got about almost a second lead between first and second.
Looking back further in the pack, the number 70 of Tyler Scott. So we have a red flag on the course for a rider having some trouble coming out of turn 12.
So as the corner marshals prepare the track and make it safe and clear it again, the riders will make their way back to pit road. This is a red flag condition. Riders will make it back to pit road. They will not be allowed to go into the pits, and they will make any adjustments to the motorcycles necessary need to be made on pit road.
Was first place get 50? Oh, I don't know what it is this year. I know last year was like 6.
Looks like the rider that had some trouble coming out of turn 12 back on his bike heading towards pit lane to see if there's any repairs that need to be made there as the rest of our riders come off the track and into pit lane.
So if a rider does make a mistake and happens to crash, fall down, or has any damage or any repairs need to be made to the motorcycle, the rider can make those repairs on pit road. They're not allowed to go back through the fence into the garage area, into the pit area. Any modifications, changes need to be made on pit road. So right now, looks like the riders are just topping off fuel, making any little adjustments that they need to make. But during a red flag, there are no tire changes allowed. You're not allowed any tire change during a red flag, but most other adjustments can be made. You see some bikes there. They're putting the tire warmers on to keep those rain tires slightly warm, give them a little bit more grip as they go around the track. It was definitely a fantastic start for the top 5 NEMRR riders there. Eric Wood, Eli Block, Teague Hobbs. You got Sam Martin, Dominic Doyle, and Brandon Posh, Asher Rube right there, Tyler Scott, Jacob Crossman, Joseph Lemandry Jr. in the top 10. Looks like the bikes are going back out on course. They're looking for a restart of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. As our competitors head back out onto the track, looking at the top 5 as we went to a red flag, 4 out of the top 5 are local riders.
These local guys, they definitely know this track, and especially when it's wet and you're not familiar with the turns, again, with the bumps and the fast line is these local guys, they know where to ride and where to place those tires. They know how to push it and where it's slippery and where it isn't. Definitely an advantage for the local guys in the wet.
Speaking of local guys in the wet, Charles Keithley now exiting pit road. He was running in second in the first Dash for Cash we had of this season in a wet Dash for Cash. He was moving up the order as well, going from the back row all the way up to 11th when the red flag came out.
Keithley definitely showing his skill here, a considerable amount of improvement from round to round, and he's proven himself as a viable contender, pushing Eric Wood and showing him his tire in the last Dash for Cash. And hanging with Eric for a few laps there in second place right behind him.
Riders now completing their warm-up lap. First riders now coming in to their grid positions.
So this is a restart with 18 laps to go. The riders will assume their original grid spots, original grid positions.
Grid spots? What?
Wants to watch for on the start again, Eric Wood and Eli Block. Eli starting from the 5th row, moving his way up to first position in this race after one lap. My eye's certainly going to be on him on this restart. But some of the other riders who now understand what it takes to do a restart here in the rain, we might see the field get a little mixed up here going into turn 1.
Yeah, turn 1 is going to be definitely tricky. We've all these bikes here all clumped up together. We've seen them go 3, 4, even 5 deep into 1 through 1A and out of 2. And it gets a little sketchy when you're behind the lead bikes with the mist coming off the tires in front of you, on the bikes and the tires in front of you. It's difficult to see when you're in a group that big.
All riders now in their grid positions. We're going to look back to the starter. Revs are up. The lights are out, as Ty Scott has a better restart this time. It looks like Brendan Posh rocketing into the lead. He's going to be in first place going into turn 1. It looks like going underneath. As now Jared Maliko works to exit pit lane after some repairs that he made as our competitors barrel into turn 3. Turn 3 still being wet. You can see the puddles, spray flying everywhere.
And the bike's still definitely going 2 and 3 deep into that turn, side by side, making their way through 3 up over the hill into the bowl.
We were talking about Charles Keithley earlier. He looks like he's back around 10th place, definitely moving up from the back row.
Bikes now exiting tire to tire, out of 6 over the back section past the treehouse through 7 and 8 and 9. Looks like Eric Wood was in 4th. Now he's being bumped back to 5th place. Quite unfortunate after he was in 1st place on the original start. Now the bike's working their way through the chicane, hard on the gas, through the puddles, mist flying off the rear tires of those bikes.
As that's going to be, it looks like Teague Hobbs first through the timer.
Still tire to tire out of turn 2. Hard on the gas, pushing it right up to the wall, straight into 3. Looks like Eric Wood has regained 4th position. He's hard on the brakes. He's got his eyes on 3rd. Coming out of 3 up over the hill. He's hard on the gas. This is where he excels. He's got that power of the R6 coming up over the hill. And he backs off a little bit early into turn 6. We've still got Glaudy, Nigel, Hobbs, Posh, and Scott.
Looking behind them, Crossman on that bright orange bike. Really likes the back section of this course.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Absolutely. Tire to tire. No space between the bikes. Wood hard on the gas in 4th place. Looking to advance to 3rd. Through the timing. Into turn 1. There's Glaudy, Nigel, Hobbs, Posh, Scott, and Eric Wood. Front 11 bikes are tire to tire. No space. 2nd place, 3rd place making a move on 2nd. Hard on the brakes into 3. On the inside, but does he have the optimal line for the exit? Yes, he does. Up the hill, he maintains that position. Up! Somebody down.
Is there some
over
trouble?
The hill. Trouble over the hill. And the bike still proceeding through turn 6 over the back section. Coming down through 9 into 10. And they're still tire to tire. First 5 bikes, no space between the bikes. As the bikes enter turn 1, top 5 bikes are still tire to tire through 1, 1A, and 2. We've got Glaudy, Nigel, Hobbs, Scott, Eli Block, Brandon Posh, and Eric Wood.
As the bikes head towards turn 3, corner workers now just moving that bike out of turn 5.
Corner work is doing a great job. Rider is up and okay. They're just moving that bike off to the side. No obstacles for the bikes on course. Still full race on. Bikes exiting turn 6, coming over the back section.
Our top 6 now looking to form a little bit of a gap between them and the riders behind. We definitely have a front-running pack forming.
No doubt. These are definitely the fastest guys here today, and they're all grouped up together. Out of 12, still through the puddles. The track is still wet. No dry spots visible from up here.
Ty Scott now is going to move up into second place. He's been slowly picking them off one by one as these laps tick down.
Brandon Posh in 4th and Eric Wood in 5th. Eric's got his eyes on that 4th place position. He's coming out through turn 2 hard on the gas. He's right behind Brandon. He's looking to probably get on the inside on turn 3. Let's see if he can do it under brakes. Eric's great in 3 here.
Eric's been managing the distance well in front of him. He knows that there's a long race ahead of him, and those rain tires need to last.
Definitely up over the hill. Let's see. He's trying to make a move on the inside of 6. Can't do it. Doesn't have the power. Brandon ends up pulling away, and they're going through turn 6 in single file.
With Eli Block now moving back into the lead where he was just before the restart. Trying now to pull away from that front 6. Local weather expert here, Eli Block, now starting to put a little gap.
No doubt Eli likes the wet. He does the rain dance before the races sometimes, but he's definitely pulling away from that pack, increasing his distance between 1st and 2nd. That gap is growing.
As it looks like Ty Scott now is going to try to chase him down. But that gap is ever growing as they exit turn 6.
Down through 10. Block maintains that lead. Nobody challenge him, not even close.
As our riders on the front of our field goes through turn 11, we have our riders on slick tires now on the front stretch. They're about to be overtaken.
There's going to be some lap traffic coming up very soon.
As the 292 of Eli Block leads the 70 of Ty Scott.
Looks like Block, Scott, Posh, Hobbs, and Woods. Eric Wood. Up over the hill into 6. Been definitely some lap traffic. They're coming up on some lap traffic, and that's going to play a role in this race. It's tough to pass in the rain when you don't have much of a choice of where you're going to put that bike, where your line is.
And as our riders are now just coming down through turn 10, I'm looking at turn 4, where some of the cracks in the pavement are starting to dry up.
Definitely, I can see on the front straight some of those lines are starting to dry, and the sun is trying to peek through, and that's definitely going to play a role with rain tires in the dry.
Speaking of playing a role in the rain, we now have some traffic going through 11A with riders working on making their way past a rider on dry tires. As Eli Block crosses the start-finish line, still managing the gap between him and the number 70 of Ty Scott behind.
Eli Block with a 1:20 in the rain is a very respectable time.
So our front pack of 6 riders is now turned into our top 3 of the 292 of Eli Block, the 70 of Ty Scott, and the 66 of Brandon Pash.
Through 3, it looks like Scott is actually gaining a little bit of space and pulling in and reeling Block in. He's eyeing that first place spot.
He's definitely started to figure out these wet conditions, and as it starts to dry out, I think it's going to lean a little bit more in Ty Scott's favor.
Probably a little bit more confidence, less slipping and sliding around on the track. The gap between 1, 2, and 3 is definitely growing, and they're not wheel to wheel anymore, but they are within everybody's sights.
Looking behind the top 3, we still have our group of the 79 of Teague Hobbs, the 5 of Eric Wood, the 72 of Ben Glotty, and the 26 of Dominic Doyle still battling for position. They exit turn 12.
Block still maintaining his over second lead with second place Ty Scott as they're entering turn 1.
But Ty Scott looking stronger and stronger as the laps tick by.
Yeah, he's reeling in Block. Every turn he's getting a little bit closer, a little bit closer. He wants that first place slot.
Now you were speaking of that sun a couple minutes ago. Look at this.
I see a lot of dry lines coming out of 3 going up the hill. Riders now crossing over those dry lines in 4 and up over 5.
These rain tires definitely going to be harder to handle once this track dries out.
Absolutely, no doubt. Once that sun, and here it comes, once this track starts to dry with 10 laps to go, it's going to be a tricky race on rains.
And we're going to see it first in turn 4, turn 9, and turn 6, where I can already see dry line forming in 6.
Yeah, when you're on rain tires and it starts to dry, you have a dry line. Most of these riders are going to opt for a riding off the line to stay in wet. They want to stay on wet pavement on rain tires.
Definitely want to keep those tires cool.
Coming out of 12 down the front straight. Looks like Ty Scott has definitely reeled in Eli Block as they're going down the front straight. Let's see if he can gain on him even further under braking into turn 1.
Yeah. Ever so slightly, still 0.8 of a second behind, but he's making up time on the 292 of Eli Block.
Ty Scott maybe just taking it easy and watching where Block is, where he's going, where his lines are, and saving his tires for later in the race. Still 9 laps to go. That's plenty of race left.
The 70 of Ty Scott definitely learning from local expert 292 of Eli Block as they head up over the hill, putting some distance now between them and the 3rd place number 66 of Brandon Posh.
What the race we have right now is definitely, we've got Brandon Posh, Teague Hobbs, and Eric Wood. Coming down the hill into 10, absolutely, Scott has reeled in Block, and he's got him in his sights. The 4th, 5th, and 6th position right now is the race to beat. These bikes are tire to tire, Hobbs, Wood, and Glotty. 3 locals duking it out. We've got Glotty right behind Eric Wood. Right in the draft. Can he make the pass on the inside in one? Looks like he's going to try. Does he have enough, or is Eric going to maintain? Eric holds him off on the outside of one.
And while that's happening, leaders exiting turn 2, looking at the distance between Eli Block and the number 70 of Tyler Scott in the first and second positions. Ty Scott's now dropped that gap to just a half a second as they enter turn 3.
And fourth, fifth, and sixth getting ever so closer. You've got Hobbs, Wood, and Glotty going through 3 up the hill where it is actually beginning to dry up.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at turn 6, that's almost completely dry pavement there. But as turn 6 dries up, looking at turn 11, that still looks completely wet.
Yeah, that's going to make it tricky. Some turns are dry, some turns are wet. Where do we push? Where do we be conservative?
Well, I don't see the number 70 of Ty Scott being conservative anywhere, as he is definitely continuing to close the gap on our current leader, 292 Eli Block, as they exit turn 12 onto the front stretch.
Yeah, and coming down the hill, Ben Glotty takes over Eric Wood's position on the inside of turn 10.
And look at this, as we head into turn 1, Ty Scott right on the back of the 292 of Eli Block as they flip into 1A. That gap closed to nothing. Exiting turn 2, Eli has the drive, but Ty Scott has the power.
Yeah, Ty Scott's right on Eli's rear tire as 4th, 5th, and 6th place, now entering turn 3. Teague Hobbs, Ben Glotty, and Eric Wood duking it out, but right behind Eric, number 26, Dominic Doyle, has got Eric in his sights. He wants that position. He's pulling him in. Coming down the hill, down through 9, through 10. Tyler Scott right on the back tire of Eli Block through turn 11. We've got 1, 2, and 3. This group is getting closer and closer to each other. Through the chicane, Eli Block must hear that bike revving behind him, and he's going to be hard on the gas. He might take a defensive position into turn 1 to make sure that Ty doesn't get around him.
Ty Scott on the rocket ship.
Man, absolutely.
Tries to go by Eli Block, but Eli Block does not want to break, holds on to the last minute to keep in first place in front of the 70 of Tyler Scott.
Man, Tyler Scott, what power on that machine, blasting past Eli Block on the front straight, but Eli saying, not today, hard on the brakes, maintaining that position in first place.
Looking behind this pack, though, the 641 of Joseph Landry Jr., currently fastest man on track with a 119.455. He's working his way up, currently in 9th place.
Definitely, they're going to feel more comfortable as this race goes on with 6 laps to go, and they're going to push these tires and these bikes a little bit more, and those lap times are absolutely going down as 1, 2, and 3 go over the back section past the treehouse through 9 into 10. And we still have Block, Scott, and Posh now tire to tire.
Yeah, definitely our top 3 closing up as they head into turn 11. The 66 of Brandon Pash now rejoining the party up front.
Yeah, 4 and 5, you're looking at Teague Hobbs, number 79, and 72 of Ben Glotty. They're going to duke it out also. A little bit further back is number 5, the local guy, Eric Wood, not in a position to definitely do anything with 5th place, but still within a sight of a lap or 2, could potentially pull up and gain on those guys.
Yeah, the number 5 of Eric Wood in a little bit of trouble now as the riders behind him lapping about a half a second to a second faster. Coming out of turn 6, it looks like the number 70 has taken the lead, followed by the 66 of Brandon Pash, shuffling the 292 of Eli Block back to 3rd place. Block struggling on the lower powered machine, as the dry line starts to come out. Looking at turn 1 now, turn 9, turn 3, turn 6. The track is really starting to dry out.
Really drying up. This is going to be a difficult race to run on wet tires. 1, 2, and 3 coming through 11, entering the chicane, coming down the front straights. Let's see who's got the power, who can overtake who in the draft.
Yeah, the 292 of Eli Block really able to get power down early on that machine, but doesn't quite have the horsepower to compete with the M4 machine.
Scott Posh and Block into turn 1 with Teague Hobbs, Ben Glotty, and Eric Wood not too far behind.
Number 5 of Eric Wood still holding off the 26 of Dominic Doyle and the 641 of Joseph Lemandry Jr. Wood's lap times now improving. He's back into the 120s. He was running in the 121s for a while.
Dominic Doyle on the rear tire of Eric Wood entering 3, coming up over the hill. He's looking to overtake that 6th position.
As that group heads up the hill, our leading pack is coming down.
Down through turn 10.
Turn 9 now. Where we have Ty Scott still leading the 66 of Brandon Posh and the 292 of Eli Block. The advantage that the 292 of Eli Block had with that smaller machine now starting to disappear as the track dries out.
Those two front runners can definitely put the power down now and have a little bit more grip, and Eli Block is definitely showing that he's struggling to maintain that 3rd place spot in this race.
Looking behind, we have a huge pack of the 79 of Teague Hobbs, 72 of Ben Galati, 5 of Eric Wood, 26 of Dominic Doyle, and the 641 of Joseph Lemandry Jr. All 5 of them separated by only a second and a half.
Our 3 leaders now entering turn 3, but very soon they're going to be coming up on lap traffic, and that may play a role in those top 3 positions.
Definitely, the local guys here know exactly where to pass. Our leaders, 70 Ty Scott and 66 of Brandon Pash, might have to take a second to figure out what to do.
Still Teague Hobbs, number 79 in 4th. Glotty, number 72 in 5th position. And number 5, Eric Wood, maintaining and holding on to his 6th place spot in this race.
So as our leaders coming down from turn 9, heading now towards turn 11. Turn 9 is completely dry, but as they tip into turn 10, there is still a huge puddle there.
Seems like the race right now is 4, 5, 6, 7th, and 8th. These bikes are tire to tire right now. We're talking from Hobbs all the way down to Joseph Lemandry Jr.
Yeah, definitely. The number 5 of Eric Wood has closed the small gap that was forming in that pack, and he is right on the tail of Ben Glotty as Dominic Doyle looks like he's going to try to go by Wood. Wood having none of that as he tips into turn 1.
Yeah, Wood definitely late on the brakes there, not allowing Doyle to get on the inside of turn 1. But we still have these bikes tire to tire coming out of turn 2, pushing those reins all the way up to the wall, lining up for turn 3, and they'll be hard on the brakes.
As you're looking at that battle, I'm looking at our top 3 now working their way through traffic. It's starting to leave the 292 of Eli Block behind with the dry line really coming out. The 70 of Tyler Scott leading the 66 of Brandon Pash as they exit turn 6.
Yeah, and hard on the brakes, Eric Wood there taking over that 5th place position, passing Ben Glotty on the inside of turn 3, going up the hill through 4 and 5.
The 292 of Eli Block now being on the receiving end of some traffic as he exits turn 10. The 66 of Brandon Pash right on the rear tire of the 70 of Tyler Scott as they head through turn 11. Out of turn 12 onto the power. The 66 of Brandon Pash getting all kinds of loose exiting turn 12, giving the 70 of Ty Scott a little bit of breathing room as they come across the line.
4, 5, and 6, 7th place. You got Hobbs, Wood, Glotty, Doyle, Lemandry. These bikes are tire to tire, and looks like we're trying to make a move on Eric Wood on the inside, and it doesn't work. Eric Wood again hard on the brakes into 1. He's the king of turn 1, not letting anybody by him.
So with the white flag waving, Ty Scott still in first as he heads up through turn 4. Brandon Pash really getting hurt by that exit of turn 12. he was looking like he wanted to overtake, but now he's got some work to do in this last half of the last lap.
Looks like Lottie definitely on the inside, hard on the brakes, has retaken his position, the 5th spot, getting on the inside of Eric Wood. And he's now in 5th spot. Eric close behind, tire to tire in 6th. He's going to look to pass him again and regain that spot.
Now coming down the hill, our leading pack, 70 Tyler Scott, leading 66 of Brandon Pash, and the 292 of Eli Block. Now through turn 11, having to deal with some traffic as they are out of turn 12 onto the front stretch. Checkered flag is out for the 70 of Tyler Scott, who's going to win the 103rd Loudon Classic.
And coming up behind them are 4th place finisher. Waiting for the update here on Speed Hive. Again, the 103rd Loudon Classic. Our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd is Tyler Scott, number 70. Number 66, Brandon Posh. Number 292, our very own Eli Block. As we await the scoring system to update for the rest of the finishing pack. Looks like 4th place goes to number 79, Teague Hobbs. 5th place, number 5, Eric Wood. 6th place, 72, Ben Glotty. 7th place, 26, Dominic Doyle. 8th, 641, Joseph Lamandry Jr. 9th place, Adam Geyer. 10th place, Asher Rubright. 11th place, Joshua Raymond. 12th place, Maverick Sear. 13th, Jacob Crossman. 14th, Robertino Pietri. 15th, Logan Cunnison. 16th position, Charles Keithley. 17th, Justin Landry. 18th is number 21, Jared Malikia. 19th, Robbie Nigel. 20th, Nicola Greco. 21st position is 367, Dylan Singh. 22nd, Harlan Hildebrand. 23rd is Ian Beam. 24th, Shane Narbone. 25th, Sam Martin. As the bike's on victory lane, showing off some of their horsepower. Celebration. Our celebratory burnout from our very own 292 Eli Block makes the podium 3rd place finisher. Congratulations to all the riders. Don't go anywhere, stick around. Pro Thunderbike is up next.
All right, what a race from these three. In 3rd place, we have the 292 of Eli Block. Eli, you certainly spent a lot of time at the front of this race until that dry line started to come out. Talk us through that.
I was shitting my pants, man. I knew they were behind me. I know I don't have the top speed, but I knew in the rain it was going to be good to be on a twin. And man, that's my first time first full weekend on the 660. And dude, I can't be any more happy than this. My dad's worked his ass off. Todd's worked his ass off. I mean, I'm fucking speechless, man. I'm sorry for swearing, but I'm speechless, man.
Outstanding job on that bike.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all my sponsors again. I'd like to thank my dad, my mom, my grandma. I'll just say that. I'll thank everyone again. NV, KYT helmets, Dunlop tires, Jesse at Seacoast. Holy shit, man. This is I won't be forgetting this one. K-Tech suspension. There's a whole bunch of people. Woodcraft Technology, and thank you, Eric Wood, for everything you do for me at the Penguin School and Woodcraft. And man, what a ride from Tyler. And you guys.
Eli Block. In second place, we have the 66 of Brandon Posh. Brandon, you were looking strong there in the last 4 or 5 laps. Talk us through that.
Holy balls, man. I haven't done a podium interview in a while, so this is going to be pretty bad. But, yeah, the last few laps, pretty gnarly. Following Tyler, trying to close that gap and go for the dub, but wasn't in the cards. And, yeah, no, good race. Picked this thing up on Monday, and shout out to Philip and Harley for grinding it out here at the track and working pretty much this whole time we've been here. Mike Skronik for working on this thing for a solid day. And, yeah, the whole M4 X-Star Suzuki team, even though they're not here, RST, Arai, Garnet, my aunt and uncle for coming out, and Dunlop for giving us as good a tires as we could have for the day. And, yeah.
Brandon Posh. Whoa, here we go. There we go.
Tell him to hurry up, because the other race.
And the winner of the 103rd Loudon Classic, the number 70, Ty Scott. Ty, you were riding an absolute rocket ship today. Walk us through that race.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend has been really rough behind the scenes. I mean, before we came here with the team, but this weekend it was me and my dad's program and short on parts and crashed on a test last week, so we had no spares. So really couldn't afford to put the bike down. So can't thank Cole and Chris Ulrich from the M4 XR Suzuki team enough for getting us parts overnighted, as well as Brian Van from Sport Bike Track Gear, Jerry from Roof Systems, Zisson Food, Dunlop Tires, Liberty Street, and Chuck Giacchetto for a bunch of parts. They were a big help to the weekend, and I mean it was a good race. I mean, I followed Eli for a few laps. He was doing some good pace. The track dried out, and wanted to push a pass, and I saw my pit board numbers dividing in half, and Brandon was there, and it was a good battle to the end. But I can't thank NEMRR for putting this on enough. All the fans that came out, my mom, my dad, all my family, my uncle, Carol and Kurt, and my girlfriend, Shiloh and James, everyone that put in the hard work, Davey, and I can't thank those guys enough. I couldn't do it without them.
Ty Scott.
First call, Thunderbike.
All right, right now I just want to bring up my grandkids up here just so they can stand up here with the guys. So Addison Hunter, come on up. Here, just go right either side of the helmet right there, guys. All right. Awesome, thanks guys. So take some pictures and we'll go. All right, thank you. So if we can move the locals up, the first 3 locals up, please. What? Yeah. Where'd Dan go? Did he go? Is he racing? Oh, Dan. It's Dan Carey. All right. So who was the first one?
Eric Wood, Ben Waddy, Adam Geyer.
All right. What's that? Yeah, sure. All right, for the locals, third place we have Adam Geyer, and his wife is going to accept the check. She's probably going to get it anyhow, so come on up here. Of course. Come on, you get to spend the money, right?
Yeah, come on. I have nothing to say.
You got to say something.
Oh. Thank yourself. I'm going to thank myself because I support Adam every single weekend that we're here. And that's all I got.
Sounds good. All right, in second place for the locals, we have Ben Glotty. Come on, Benjamin.
Yeah, kind of last-minute decision there before they delayed the race, and then ended up on reins and just didn't get the best to start. But anyway, can't thank all my sponsors enough. Dunlop, Arai Helmets, Mike Tinker, Jason Crossman, Definitive Construction, Albany Ducati, just everybody that helps me out. Thank you guys very much. And yeah, can't thank NEMRR for putting on the local money, and really appreciate it.
All right, guys, thanks. All right, now the old guy. I think that he's the oldest guy here for the Classic. Anyhow, do you want to use my cane? Eric Wood, winner of the locals.
Thanks, John. Man, this was an absolutely monumental effort. If anyone who's ever watched me before, we do a lot of fiddling around. We were back and forth with a bunch of different motorcycles and worked so hard. George Kane, Sati Beganis, Tim Hogan from Superbike Services 44, Jesse Sandoz from Seco Sports Cycle and Dunlop Tires, and most of all, like, I had so much fun. I spent the majority of the races you guys watched racing with Ben and Teague. Ben and Teague, when we started our mentor program with Penguin, were the first two kids, and it's like, I'm going on the track and, man, I love these guys, but I hate them right now, and I love you guys. I'm so proud of these guys and how good they're going. It's an honor to be up here with them, and thank you for you guys for braving this in the rain, being great spectators, and I hope you enjoyed the last race of the day, and I appreciate you coming out to the Loudon Classic.
Awesome job, Eric. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So.
Second call. Thunderbike. Second call.